We're on log patrol. Definitely something to be avoided. This week, we're in Queenstown. Our goal is to sail the length of Lake Wakatipu, an 80-kilometre giant of a lake that is as scenic as it is long. We've got 3 days to sail 45 kilometres from Glenorchy to Queenstown and then 35 kilometres to the bottom of the lake at Kingston. As always, the weather gets a vote. The forecast is for a building nor'west today, which means we need to get down the lake and out of harm's way early. Day 2 is going to be quite calm for the morning, meaning that if we don't get to Queenstown on day 1, we won't have any chance of completing the whole lake in the 2 days left. It's go hard or go home. Welcome to Glenorchy on Lake Wakatipu, or Te Whakatipu Wai Māori. You can see we've got Sublime in the background, and also our friend Ian has brought his Wellsford Houdini along. Hopefully we're going to stay reasonably close together. They're two vastly different sailing dinghies, designed for vastly different things. So just sort of see how that goes throughout the day. With time against us and the storm brewing up in the headwaters, we get going.
Ooh. Been a while?
Yeah. First sail of the winter. Longest lake in the 20. What could possibly go wrong? The two boats scarper off down the lake, but the wind is starting to build earlier than forecast. Oh, we're out of the harbour and on our way, just going to jibe our way down to the two islands. Hopefully get a little bit of shelter in between the islands and the mainland, so to speak. And just kind of keep going down until it doesn't make sense. There's lots and lots of places to pull out in the first 10 k's, but after that we've got a little bit of a commitment point to make a decision, but we'll see. Rain's supposed to come in about 2 p.m, so we want to get as far down the lake as we can by then. So it should be good. We're on log patrol. There was the biggest flood of the spring so far, ripped through on Sunday down the valley behind me, and it's brought down a whole lot of beech trees down into the water by the looks of it. So yeah, we're just going to have to keep our eyes peeled so that we don't plough into one. Definitely something to be avoided. Wind and rain's coming in, so just going to have a quick breather I think, and just sort of try and figure out what the next steps are. It's really cut up, so nothing like pulling into shore, have a think and a yak and come up with the next part of the plan. You're not committed till you're committed. Woo! Okay, so I think we're going to have a serious talk about how much further we're going to go today, or at least in the next hour or so. It's sending it out there. So it's only going to get bigger waves as we get further down the lake, so even if we outrun the wind, which we're not managing to do right now, it's a bit serious. So another conference with Ian, I think. I think we're going to call it for now, find some coffee somewhere, which is a long way away. We've broken a couple of records getting down to the island, so I guess in that sense it's good. We might see you tomorrow or the next day. disappointment. With our lofty goal of sailing the length of Wakatipu well and truly dashed, we pack up and head back towards Queenstown. As the storm builds and we try to figure out a new plan, Ian invites me to tag along to their Monday evening Coast Guard training session. The frigid temperatures, fading light and blustery conditions don't seem to faze these guys at all as they head out into the teeth of it to practice a host of manoeuvring, navigation and general seamanship exercises, all under the watchful eye of their coordinator back at base. The capability of the 3 commercial skippers on board and the rest of the crew was demonstrated pretty clearly and was impressive, especially given the cold, dark, rough conditions that they were operating in. One and a half storms later, and we're back at the lake with a new plan. We're down at Frankton Marina, and we've been told there's a place called Patagonia that most of the time you can't get to in a sailing dinghy, but today we're going to give it a crack. Breeze is pretty light, it's supposed to come in quite strong about lunchtime, so we're going to get on the water, duck through to Queenstown and off to Patagonia and get back again. It should be a good time. If you can't sail the length of a lake, sail to Patagonia instead. We'll race you back to the town.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
How long do you need? 20 minutes head start?
Yeah, probably an hour. In the spirit of editorial honesty, the Patagonia that we're heading to is not the one that you're probably used to. There's Patagonia in South America, which is every sailor's holy grail to get to by rounding Cape Horn. We're not going there today in our little dinghy. We're actually going to an ice cream shop in downtown Queenstown, about 8 kilometres away. It happens to call itself Patagonia. It's still a wee bit of a trip down there, so we've sort of started early. It doesn't really feel like ice cream weather yet, as you can probably tell from the beanies. But we're going to get down there pretty soon, have an ice cream, and then see if we can fight our way back before the next northwest front comes in. The team get on down the lake with a withering tail wind. Right, ready to jibe. 1, 2, 3, jibing. Hoo-ha. First Jenica jibe of the summer. Not bad. Could have been worse. We didn't do any side wheelies. We slide into shore in Queenstown Bay just as the wind shifts around and the roaring 40s start doing their thing. Here comes the nor'wester, so time to find Patagonia and we'll be in business. Right, time to get going. Coffee drunk, ice cream eaten and duck fed. It's time to get back home before things get too spicy out there again. Alright, here we go, heading home with the wind coming up. Certainly coming in further up the lake, so we're going to not muck around here and get out of the bay and get headed down to Frankton. See you later, Queenstown. Thanks for the ice cream and the coffee. Time to get home. One more tack and we should be out of the bay, and then it's hopefully a straight shot round to Frankton. Ready to check, Sarah? 1, 2, 3, tacking. Yep, now. Cracker. Yep. Oh no. Sarah's got structural integrity issues. There's a bit of cold water going down the back. Not good. It's probably about, I don't know, 9 or 10 knots. But a big fetch on the lake, so it's actually quite sloppy. So far it's in good fun mode, which is good. But we're not going to muck around out here for too long, just in case it stops being fun. Oh yeah, just going to ease the sheets and veer off a bit. Let's go. Yep, just ease it off a wee bit. Nice. Yeah, perfect. Not sure if it's a trifle lumpy out here or a lumpy trifle. Ooh, that's quite a big wave fetch coming through, with winds to not really match. Right, we've just made it to Kelvin Peninsula by the old goat sculptures. Time to put in a jibe and head back down the arm. Ready to jibe, Sarah? 1, 2, 3, jibing. Nowish. For now. Whew. Cool. So we're just rolling down to the ramp. It was a way quicker trip coming down than it was going up. The nor'wester just pushed us all the way down. Well, that's Lake Wakatipu, Te Whakatipu Māori, lake number 13 of the 20 iconic lakes of the South Island. Done and dusted. See you on the next one.
Not really.
True. We kind of didn't do the whole thing. We went to Patagonia and back. That's got to be worth something. See ya. Lake Wakatipu did not go as we hoped, but the reality is that a smaller adventure is still an adventure. The distance covered and the objectives achieved are in the end far less important than the experience shared and the people that we share them with.